Hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. This is gonna be my 2024 holiday gift guide. I really love filming and editing these every year. There's gonna be a few sections we're gonna jump through today. I'm gonna have a stationery section, a small business section, tech section, art supplies, which will also include a lot of fiber arts too. There's gonna be a random section and then an experiences section because someone on Instagram was like, oh, it'd be great if you could talk about experiences. So I was like, I can definitely do that. So let's just jump right in. We're gonna start with stationery. I feel like this year I really just delved into the world of stationery. I didn't know there were so many like fun brands and stationery items and different kinds of journals and planners and notebooks. Yeah, it's become a really fun new hobby of mine this year. So the first thing I wanna talk about is the Lamy Safari pen, which I feel like is a no-brainer. I have been singing the praises of this pen for many months now, and I feel like I've influenced quite a few people to buy it. I wish I had some kind of affiliate link because I'm like, damn, I feel like I sold a lot of Lamy Safaris this year, but genuinely I love this pen. I didn't intend to become like a Lamy spokesperson, but the Lamy Safari I think is just like a great beginner pen at a really decent price point. Fountain pens can get super expensive, and I just feel like the Lamy sits, I got one for like 25, some of them go up to 30. If you want like a fancier color, they might be a bit more, but I feel like it's a very fair price for the quality you get. I think the triangular grip is super comfortable in my hand. It's like lightweight. It just feels good for me to write with it. The pen itself comes with cartridges, so you can like switch out the cartridges, which makes ink changing really easy. But you can also buy a converter and then put your own ink in. The next is also a fountain pen recommendation. It is the TWSBI Eco. I got one of these recently and have been loving it. A reason people love TWSBI is it has really great quality, and again, it's not gonna like break the bank. It's not cheap by any means. I think I got mine for around $35, so it's a bit more expensive than the Lamy Safari, but I think it's really worth it for what you're getting. It comes with like a huge ink chamber, so you can put in your own ink, and people love how big this ink chamber is because then you can write for a really long time. The next recommendation is an ink. This whole year I've been using Sailor Mano Konagi ink. It is a beautiful blue with like red in it. Like when it dries, you kind of see red on the edges. It shades really nicely as well, and I've just been loving it. The blue is so vibrant, and I realized this year that I'm like a blue ink girl. Another gift idea is that you could go and get like a bunch of little samples of inks that you think are cool, maybe put it in like a cute box with a ribbon, and I think any stationery lover would be really excited because I feel like most of us love to like swatch inks and test them out. And it's fun to like trial run an ink before you commit to a whole bottle. Another quick one is an ink syringe. I learned about this year. Sometimes when you want to refill your fountain pens, especially when you're working with like a cartridge, it's very useful to have a syringe, so you kind of like pull up the ink from the bottle and like inject it into the cartridge. JetPen sells one that is like perfect for ink. It's not like an actual pointy syringe for like medical purposes. It's like a blunt end. So I would recommend this. I think it'd be a fun like stocking stuffer, cheaper gift idea. Another fun stationery gift idea would be the Versa Magic ink pads. I got some of these this year, and I really like how small they are. They're quite pointy as well, and this fine tip really helps when you're like inking stamps, and it allows you to get like very detailed, and the colors are really pretty. I think it works quite well in Hobonichi. Check out these ink pads, they're really cute. The last stationery favorite I have is something I got into within the past few weeks, and that is the Traveler's Notebook. I recently went on a pretty big trip to Taiwan, and I took this with me, and there were so many like stamps that I found. I got so much fun ephemera, so at the end of every day or in the morning sometimes, I just spend some time in the hotel like working on my TN, and it was just so much fun, and I love flipping through it and like remembering my memories. So now like every time I go on a trip, I'm definitely gonna bring this. The Traveler's Notebooks are really cool systems. You can get this like leather cover and then buy a bunch of different inserts and sort of customize what you put in your own notebook. So I have just like one notebook in here, but sometimes people put 2 or 3. The notebooks they sell are all different, so they have different kinds of paper. Some have grids, some are actual planners, some are monthly planners, weekly planners. You can also buy inserts that are like this plastic cover is also an insert, and it's just really cool that you can like configure your own personal notebook, and I just think it's so cool. And they also have really cute charms and like clips, and you can really customize it. I love that you can take out the inserts too and put them into their own like archiving binder and then put new ones in. I love when you like buy something once and you can keep on using it. The inserts themselves aren't too pricey, but the cover is, so when you buy the cover itself, it might be a bit more expensive. I think I paid around $60 for it. Highly recommend the Traveler's Notebooks. Next, I want to highlight some small businesses I've been loving this year. The first small business that I have been really loving this year is called Extra Vitamins. If you watch some of my videos, you might see me wearing these shirts. I feel like over the summer, I wore like an Extra Vitamins shirt almost every day. They're a small business based in Brooklyn. They screen print really fun designs onto their shirts. I also love the blanks they use, like the actual shirt itself. They're like the perfect boxy cropped fit. The next small business I want to highlight is Odd Rabbits. I feel like I talk about Marlo from Odd Rabbits quite a lot. She's one of my favorite artists. I actually met her this year and it was really fun to chat, but I've been a fan of her work for years now. She's just so talented, and she has so many like really cool products, from prints, stickers, keychains. She has a plush now. She's coming out with like a binder of some kind. She has really cute socks. I'm a huge fan of her stationery in particular. Her washi tapes are just like chef's kiss, so beautiful. I love her sticker sheets too. Just like her art style is just so playful, warm, beautiful, colorful, and just makes me feel very happy. And I just love her work, so highly recommend checking out Odd Rabbits if you don't know who that is already. Next small business I want to talk about is Mango Town, which is run by my friend Jennifer. I love Mango Town. I have been a fan for years. I've collected some more Cheeto Tigers since I last filmed a gift guide video. So I started out with the original, perfect, one of a kind. I'd recommend starting out with the original if you don't have one yet. And then my next favorite is the banana. The banana is so cute. Look. I love the banana, so cute. And then I got the Sun Puff. I love the Sun Puff. I feel like Sun Puff does not get the recognition it deserves. I got the Cash Puff too. They're so squishy and fun to hold. Highly recommend these Cheeto Tigers as gifts. Another thing I want to talk about from Mango Town is the apparel. This shirt is so nice. Like, look at that. So cute. This t-shirt is, I think, the same blank as the Extra Vitamins shirt. So it is like the perfect boxy, slightly cropped fit. You put it on and you feel great. Mango Town also has crew necks, if you didn't know. The graphic is so cute. And again, it's just made out of this like really nice high quality fabric that I've actually like never felt in a crew neck before. Because typically like with crew necks, you kind of know what you're gonna get, but it's just like really heavyweight and it just feels really great. And because the weather's been really cold recently, I've been wearing this all the time. So check out the crew necks too. The next small business I want to talk about is another artist that goes by Jen. Their handle is Jen H. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's just like how I read it in my head. But I really love their work. Something I always buy from their store is their pop sockets. I feel like the pop sockets are just like such cute, creative designs. And I really love to put pop sockets on the back of my Kindle because it just like makes it easier to hold when I'm reading. And yeah, I just think it'd be a great gift. So check out their store. They have really great items. And then the last small business I want to talk about is of another artist called Tom Bingham. I'm a big fan of his work. I think his illustrations are just so fun, and his store has so many cute items. Like there's a lot of fun apparel, but I'm really a big fan of his risograph prints. I have quite a few hanging around my house, and they're just like really fun, bright colors. I love the composition of them. I think they function really well as wall art because like, I don't know, it's just like very visually pleasing. So yeah, check out Tom Bingham as well. Alrighty, before we go any further, I would like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you didn't already know, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform you can use to build a gorgeous website. I've been using it for years for my portfolio, for my online Patreon store, for my links page. It's very useful. They have so many beautiful templates you can use, and it just really saves you a lot of time and effort, and you end up with a beautiful website. They have individual page templates too for like an FAQ page. If you work with a team, they even have like a teams page. You can like highlight different members of your team. I love their fluid engine. It helps you kind of drag things around your page. The snapping lines come in place so you know your stuff is centered. I love their mobile view too. It helps you know what your website is going to look like on people's phones. It's just a great tool to build a great website. I would highly recommend it. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/MeganWang for 10% off your first purchase. Thank you so much, Squarespace, and let's get back to the video. All right, the next thing I want to chat about is tech. It's mainly items I've spoken about in the past. I made a video recently where I was talking a lot about my tendinitis. So I invested this year in some items that would kind of help me with like my workflow a little bit more. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Logitech ergonomic mouse. I was experiencing some wrist pain when I was editing. I looked into like ergonomic mouses, and it's really fun. When you use the mouse, you feel like a little Lego, and it is a bit more expensive, but I thought it was worth it because my wrist pain went away. The next thing, I don't know if this counts as like tech, but it is some kind of device. It's a little time timer. I've seen a lot of artists with this specific one, I think because it's really cute. It comes in like a bunch of fun different colors. One thing I don't like is that when the timer runs out, the beeping noise is highly unpleasant, but it's super cute. It wasn't super expensive either. I think I just got it off of Amazon. The last tech thing I want to talk about that I've talked about all these in a previous video, so I'm sorry if you watched that video and you're like, I've heard this already. It's the Sketchboard Pro. So I got this past summer because when I was working on my calendar project, my arm was hurting really bad and my little iPad stand I had been using was just not cutting it anymore. This is definitely an investment. It is not cheap. For me, it was worth it. It basically makes your iPad the size of a Cintiq, like a very large drawing tablet, and it has made drawing a lot more comfortable just because there's like a larger surface to work on and you can kind of like rest your hand on it. And yeah, it definitely has helped my tendinitis quite a bit. Now we're going to talk about art supplies. This year, I didn't really experiment as much as I would have liked with traditional art. I feel like typically I have some more things in this section that I liked. I watched Fran's graphic novel supplies video recently, and she was talking about ink brushes, and Fran is like a huge role model of mine. I love her work so much. So I went out and bought some of the brush pens she recommended, and they have just been so much fun to work with. I had a realization recently because I have been a previous brush pen hater, because I just have found them really hard to control and I just don't like how they look. And then I tried working with the brush pen on a thicker paper and then I got all these beautiful textures and I was like, oh. Also because I have been recently trying to get back into traditional art and just experimenting a little bit more, I decided to buy some Arches cold press watercolor paper just to see what all the fuss is about. I see everyone using this specific paper and I've always used kind of like the cheaper stuff, and I was just thinking like, how good could it be? It is really nice. I would recommend trying this out. If you want to save a little money and you want to give it as a gift, you could get the large sheets and then like cut them yourself and maybe like wrap a bow around it. I don't know, just an idea. Now I want to talk about fiber arts. So I got some Drops Air yarn recently and I watched some videos about like nice yarn that doesn't break the bank, because sometimes if you want to knit something like nice, that isn't something you might find at Michael's, your sweater ends up costing like hundreds of dollars. And so I watched this video about a review of this specific yarn brand, Drops, specifically their Air. This is a 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide, and 7% wool. It is quite fuzzy, but it's very, very lightweight and soft. And it's pretty cool. It's like, I think they call this blown yarn. So it's like a tube of yarn, which I guess is why they call it Air. But so far it's been very fun to work with. I have been working one strand of this and one strand of Drops Kid Silk, which is their mohair version. I've heard some people say like this is not as nice as some other mohairs, but because I've never worked with mohair, like I don't really know what's like good mohair to work with. I think I got like a couple balls of the Air, around 3-ish balls of the Kid Silk, all of it together. I got it from this website called Wool Warehouse. And even with shipping from the UK to here, it didn't take that long. And I think in total, it was around $50. So $50 for a whole sweater knitted, like of some like, with like mohair and like a nicer yarn is like unheard of. So I would recommend it. They have so many fun colors. Obviously it might not be as nice as like yarn you spend like more money on, but I think it's like a great budget friendly option. I'm currently using it to knit a cardigan. I'm using the cardigan number 7 pattern from My Favorite Things Knitwear, which is a good pattern that I would recommend. But it was really interesting to see like how these two yarns would combine into this. I wanted kind of like a reddish pink. And I think it came out great. It's hard to know like how they will combine, but something I love about Drops is that on their Instagram, and their website. They do a lot of combinations featuring different kinds of their yarns and different colorways. If you're curious about what yarn might look good together, on their website they have a lot of combos, so I find that really fun. So sometimes when I'm bored I like to just like scroll and see what some swatches look like of different kinds of yarn combinations. Here's what the yarn looks like up close. I don't know if you can see, it's quite hairy. Please don't look too closely at my stitches. I still am a knitting beginner, but I have been really enjoying working with this, and I'm excited to see what it will look like as a cardigan. Like, oh, it's so pretty. If you want to get the fiber artist / knitter something really nice, I'd recommend an interchangeable needle set. I think this is a wonderful gift. They go for over $100, but it is really nice. They give you a bunch of different cords, and then you just switch out the sizing based on what you need. And this makes a lot of sense because I think when we start out knitting, you might just like buy the individual size you need, and then eventually if you work on another pattern you might need another size. So as people keep knitting, they tend to invest in interchangeable sets because you just end up kind of saving money, and it's just a great tool to have. And I would recommend this one by Knitter's Pride. When I was looking to purchase one, a lot of people recommended this and I've had no issues with it, so it's a great set. The next thing is a bit of a cheaper recommendation, a ball winder. You can clip this to a table, and then you string your yarn through here, and then you spin this, and then it basically rolls it into a nice little ball of yarn to use, and they aren't too expensive. I remember I got this off of Amazon, so highly recommend one of these. The next gift idea is something that I made for myself, which is a little Kindle case. I think this is so cute. I got this like fun funfetti yarn, and I sized it to fit my Kindle perfectly. This bulge is from the pop socket. And I got this cute strawberry button, and it's just nice. I feel like now, sometimes my Kindle gets a little scratched up when it's in my bag, so I think this could be a great gift to knit or crochet someone. I will link a pattern below. I kind of just freestyled this, so I kind of forget what pattern I used. I think another good gift idea for the fiber artist in your life would be like a knitting or crochet pattern, because it's something that isn't super expensive, that won't break the bank, but like maybe, for example, if you knit or crochet yourself, you could buy them like a pattern that you really liked. Just a good affordable gift idea. Now we are going to talk about my random miscellaneous favorites / gift ideas that don't necessarily fit into any specific category. The first thing I want to talk about is the Casper Original Pillow. I have been using this pillow for a few years now, and I just refuse to sleep on anything else. I don't like a foam pillow, you know, like the memory foam ones. I don't love those. I want like a fluffy, nice pillow, but still has enough like structure and body to it, because I feel like some pillows that are fluffy, you just put your head and it like sinks all the way down. There's like no support. But this pillow is really nice. There's actually a pillow inside the pillow. It just makes it like really, really comfortable. So if you were thinking about getting a nicer pillow, I would highly recommend this one. It's about $60, so it's not cheap, but sleep is very important to me, and the pillow definitely helps me sleep. Another gift idea that isn't gonna break the bank is this IKEA shelf from the kids section. I forget what it's called, and I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce it, but it's only like $10, $11, and it's great for displaying figurines. My friend Jennifer had one, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a great idea, so I got one for myself. And yeah, if you have a lot of like knickknacks and little items, this would be a great shelf to get. I've also seen a lot of people do fun DIYs with like staining them. I've seen people put like plant propagations on them, so I think this would be a great little gift. Especially if you know someone has like a lot of trinkets. Like I know a lot of you out there have a lot of trinkets, so this is like a great way to display and organize them. I use it for my Smisky. Another fun gift idea I have is an orchid Lego. I made my boyfriend build it because I personally don't find any joy in building Legos. I just like how they look. I just think this orchid Lego is so beautiful. And yeah, I think it's like a great home decor piece. It's about $40, so it's pretty cheap for a Lego, because Lego sets can get pretty expensive. And at the end of it, you get like a really nice decor thing. It's like a plant that you don't have to water, so I think a blind box of some kind would also be a great gift. I have many Smisky, and a lot of people love Sunny Angels as well. There's a bunch of different kinds of like toys you can get. I think you can order online from My Plastic Heart, which is like a toy figurine business. Here we have like a store here in Brooklyn, but they have like an online store you can buy from as well. Smiski shouldn't go for more than like $10, $11. I know at Kinokuniya they sell them sometimes for $8. I think it's like a good affordable gift you can get somebody, and it will be really fun if you like open them together. If you live in New York or you're close to New York, I highly recommend checking out Onmei Toy Shop. It is a very popular toy store here, but they have a great selection of different kinds of blind box. So sometimes like I will discover stuff that I haven't seen before there. So great place to shop for gifts. The last thing I'm gonna mention is a skincare fave. I feel like I cannot do these videos without a skincare favorite. And this one is a tried and true favorite. I've been using this for, I think I'm going on my 2nd year of using this every day. It's the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel. This is my favorite sunscreen. I just think it's great. It feels really, really nice in the skin. It doesn't sting. I'd recommend this if you want like a nice sunscreen. We're gonna close out the video with chatting about experiences. So the first thing I wanna talk about is climbing. If you've never been climbing, I would highly recommend trying it out. For some reason, a lot of artists tend to climb. I ended up trying it out for the first time this past year and I've been really loving it. I tend to go like once or twice a week now. I found that I really, really love top roping over bouldering. Bouldering is when you climb but you don't have a harness attached to you. Top roping is when you wear a harness, you tie into the rope and someone else, you know, clips in onto their harness and they belay you, so they sort of like hoist you up with the rope. It's very collaborative. I love that, you know, it feels a bit safer to me because I'm wearing a harness and like you can't really like fall off because, I mean you can, but you'll be caught by your harness. Whereas for bouldering, I find that I don't love bouldering because I'm just so scared of falling. Sometimes you do fall and you have to like fall correctly. So I just feel like it's a lot easier for me at least to get injured when I'm bouldering. And I just think top roping is so fun. It's a lot more endurance based because you're climbing up a larger stretch and it's like very easy to take breaks. You just kind of like let go of the wall and hang out there. I like that it's collaborative. I go a lot with my sister and there's a lot of like fun communication. And yeah, I would highly recommend trying out climbing if you haven't. It's become a very, very fun hobby that also happens to be physical activity, which is great for us artists and creative people that spend a lot of time sitting at our desk. I feel like a gift experience, you could get like a day pass or like a 1-day class of some kind. I know the gym near me offers stuff like that. Another experience idea might be a little more expensive, but I think a sewing class could be really cool. I've always wanted to learn how to sew, so I think that'd be a cool gift experience for them. I know the price might range depending on where you live. And then the last experience I was thinking about is a ceramics class of some kind. Ceramics classes are very expensive, but you could do like a one workshop kind of thing, like a one mug workshop, like a hand building, a throwing workshop of some kind where like you end with a finished product. And I think that could also be a great experience to gift. So I think that's gonna be it for this gift guide. I hope you enjoyed watching. So I hope you got some fun recommendations from this. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. This is also gonna be my final video of the year. So I'm signing out for 2024. I'll be back in 2025 with some new videos. Do not worry. Have a great end of your year. I hope you have a great holiday season. Major shout out to my patrons who allow me to take breaks, who basically fund my business and my art practice and my life as an artist. So if you're a patron, I love you so much. Thank you very much. And I will see you next year. All right, bye.